Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to cover all of the toxic chemicals that you can find in your beauty care and personal care products.
So we're going to be talking about what these ingredients are. So we'll give you the names of them so that way you can look out for them on the backs of labels. We're going to be discussing some of the proven negative or adverse health side effects of these things, so why they're damaging to your health. And we're going to talk to you about what sort of specific products to look out for. So whether that's a facial cleanser or a lotion or some sort of hair product, so that way you're well equipped and well aware of what sort of products you're going to want to avoid as much as possible.
All right, so let's dive right in. To begin, let's look at a common paraben found in makeup, shampoo, and skin creams. It's called butylated hydroxyanisole, also known as BHA.
Based on both animal and human studies, butylated hydroxyanisole or BHA has been found to potentially contribute to asthma attacks, so it's likely damaging to the lungs like most parabens are, which is likely related to its ability to increase estrogen, which actually deprives your cells of oxygen. And that's why a lot of the parabens are actually damaging to the lungs and potentially increase the risk for asthma and lung cancer. In addition to that, studies find that it can cause liver impairment, it can actually cause skin irritations, various types of cancer, and even birth defects.
In addition to looking out for BHA or butylated hydroxyanisole, when you're reading labels, also look out for BHT, which is known as butylated hydroxytoluene, which is the same class as BHA, so you want to just avoid this chemical altogether.
Moving along, another very common and well-known toxic additive to conventional beauty care products is fluoride. Now, fluoride is a very controversial topic. The scientific rationale of using fluoride in different personal care products is to prevent tooth decay. However, you're going to find fluoride in a lot more than just toothpaste, and it actually has a lot of very well-known adverse health effects. Probably the primary one being that it actually contributes to birth defects, infertility problems, even infertility. It's particularly detrimental to male fertility health because it actually is an estrogenic compound and a powerful anti-thyroid compound. You see, fluoride competes with the iodine receptor, and it has a very similar chemical structure to iodine, which is necessary for the production of the thyroid hormone. It's actually iodine and tyrosine which combine to make your thyroid hormone. So when you have too much fluoride in the body because of chronic low-grade or acute exposure to fluoride, it can actually impair the conversion of iodine into the thyroid hormone. So it is an anti-thyroid substance and an estrogenic substance, which is why it does contribute to not just fertility issues, but birth defects in a lot of the estrogen-driven cancers like breast cancer and prostate cancer.
So here's the tricky thing about fluoride. It can be found in a ton of commercial products, and not all of those products are going to be labeled fluoride free. So you have to look out on the ingredient label for water and what type of water is included in the product. The water should be labeled either distilled or filtered, and if it's not, there is a chance that it contains fluoride.
And unfortunately, in most mass productions, chances are they're either using tap or city water, and even most filtered water doesn't get out the fluoride, which is the importance of really getting a lot of your personal care products when possible from more smaller scale businesses where there's higher quality control and you know they're using distilled water. The next group of toxic ingredients that you'll want to look out for on the back of your personal care products and beauty care products are any of the fragrances. Now, the problem with fragrances is that it's actually non-regulated by the FDA. A company can just put fragrance and it could contain thousands of different synthetic chemicals, and you'll never know how many or which ones. But there are a couple of common fragrant-like substances or chemicals that you might find on the back of your label that you'll be able to identify. These include substances like aldehyde, benzate, benzyl acetate, toluene, and petroleum, amongst many others, as you can see over here, or somewhere I'll put on this video.
Most products that have a really strong scent will most likely contain these synthetic fragrances. This is why it's really important that you read the labels of your products. You want to make sure that the scents are coming from natural substances like flower essences, herbal extracts, and essential oils.
Now, the problem with the synthetic fragrances is that they can actually damage the olfactory nerves. These are the nerves that actually send the sensory information up to your brain. So when you smell something, it sends a message to the brain. And if it's a very unnatural substance or a very unnatural scent, it can actually be quite irritating to the olfactory nerves, which can actually spread not just through the sinus cavity, but through the mouth and the throat, to the eyes, and into the lungs. Which is why if you smell something toxic or poisonous, it can actually not just interfere with your sense of smell and taste, but it can make your eyes water, it can make you cough, and it can cause lung damage or lung inflammation if it's severe enough.
The next class of toxins we want you to look out for are called mineral oils. These are liquid hydrocarbons derived from petroleum. Now, typically you'll see mineral oil on the ingredient list, but it can also be disguised as these things: paraffin oil, paraffin, and paraffinum liquidum. The most common place you'll find mineral oil is in baby oil, but you'll also find it in makeup products like eyebrow pencils, mascara, lotions, and skin serums.
Now, in the fewest words possible, mineral oil is just plain toxic. It is a highly unsaturated fat. You see, an unsaturated fat is one that is made up of double carbon bonds. And mineral oil has up to 15 different carbon atoms, making it very, very unsaturated. And this is problematic because these highly unsaturated oils are not just very volatile and easily to go rancid or oxidize, meaning that when you put it on your skin, it cooks or burns up really fast, as a low smoke point, if you will. So when you apply it to your skin and you go out in the sun, like a lot of people do, they apply baby oil, that oil interacting with the sun is quite literally frying your skin, which is the actual cause of skin cancer. It is the interaction with the UV light with the unsaturated fats in the skin. So applying baby oil or anything with baby oil, like a skin serum, and going out into the sun is a horrible idea and a pretty scientifically proven way to increase your risk for skin cancer. And generally speaking, mineral oils have been proven to not just contribute to a greater risk of skin cancer, but they are known skin irritants, and they actually interfere with the proper immune function of the skin, directly impairing the skin's ability to actually eliminate toxins. So the skin is a barrier system. It blocks things from the external world from getting into your body, but it also helps to excrete toxins via the sebaceous glands or from sweating. So in other words, mineral oil really interferes with the functioning of the skin as an organ.
The next toxic chemical I'd like you to look out for is polyethylene glycol, or PEGs. But also look out for any chemical ending with eth and oxinol.
Now, as Noelle pointed out, you're likely going to find these parabens in all of the conventional and commercial skincare products or beauty care products. And the problem with them is their estrogen mimicking nature. So they mimic estrogen in the body. And as I said in the beginning of the video, I would explain what's so problematic with too much estrogen in the body. And that is because estrogen is actually a stress hormone in nature. Its basic physiological effect is to deprive oxygen from the mitochondria. And without oxygen, your mitochondria cannot produce energy, which means that your cells cannot maintain their structure or function. So imagine skin cells without any oxygen. Just like a person, when they don't have enough oxygen, they start to suffocate, their skin becomes pale. That is a direct sign that the actual skin cells are not getting oxygen. But you don't have to be actually suffocating to deprive your skin cells of oxygen. If you increase your estrogen load beyond a normal and healthy level, all of the cells, skin cells included, can be deprived of oxygen and experience oxidative stress. They can actually die, which means that your skin cells are going to be less resilient, and that means you're going to have less healthy skin cells. And since your skin is an organ, and that organ is made up of cells, if you don't have enough healthy skin cells, your skin overall will become less healthy and age more rapidly. And there's actual studies that show that being exposed to these sorts of parabens can actually cause a whole host of skin issues but also estrogen related issues, so mostly fertility issues. In men, too much of these estrogen mimicking substances can cause infertility and decreased sperm count, because high levels of estrogen actually interfere with the testes' ability to produce healthy sperm and testosterone, but it can also have a negative effect on female fertility as well.
Another similar paraben is propylene glycol. This chemical can be found in all sorts of skincare products, but it's also found in brake fluid and antifreeze.
So the same ingredients are using in industrial brake fluid and antifreeze. They're putting in at least trace amounts into commercial skincare products and personal care products. And the problem is that even in trace amounts, studies have found that this paraben can actually damage the kidneys and the liver, two of the most essential organs for not just good health, but even radiant physical beauty. Your skin is considered the outer reflection of your liver health. More often than not, your skin health is just a reflection of the health of the liver and the kidneys. Because if these organs aren't working, they cannot properly eliminate and filter toxins from the body, which will lead to inflammation in the intestinal tract, and the intestines and the skin are in direct communication. So if there's skin inflammation, there's gut inflammation, vice versa. And in fact, not only is propylene glycol considered a neurotoxin, but it can actually irritate the skin and even cause acne.
The next toxin I want to touch upon is called triclosan, which can be found in many antibacterial and antimicrobial products such as hand soap, dish soap, and hand sanitizers.
Really, most products that claim that they are antibacterial or antimicrobial likely uses triclosan. And although it is directly irritating to the skin and just not good for proper skin immune function, in fact, studies find that using any product with triclosan wipes out the skin's immune system for hours even after use, leaving the skin more vulnerable to bacterial infection. So it has sort of an opposite effect of what you want it to in the first place. And that's not even the worst of it. Studies show that triclosan can actually interfere with good thyroid function and actually lead to hypothyroidism. This is actually a big problem for your skin. The thyroid hormone is not just the backbone of the metabolism, but is directly essential for good skin health. You see, thyroid hormone and the hormone progesterone are what regulate the skin's immunology, as well as the production of sebum, which is the protective oil that the skin produces. And this is why you see people with hypothyroidism tend to develop dry and oily skin and acne. However, that's all we're going to cover for today. There are so many other toxic chemical ingredients used that we could discuss, but if we went through every single one, we'd be sitting here for at least a couple of hours. So instead, be sure to check us out on Instagram and stay up to date with our blog, where we're going to be posting about this and talking about these chemicals more frequently in the future. However, before we go, Noelle's going to talk to you about a couple of so-called leading natural skincare companies or beauty care, personal care product companies that are not as natural or toxic free as you would think.
Some of the leading natural brands that you'll find in health food stores actually contain a common paraben called 1,4-dioxane. Some of these companies you'll likely recognize, and they include Jason Pure Natural and Organic, Giovanni Organic Cosmetics, Kiss My Face, and Nature's Gate Organics.
So as you can see, even some of the so-called natural or organic personal care products or beauty care products are not as non-toxic as you think. Now, in my opinion, I think this has a lot to do with the fact that once you mass produce something, you just start to lose quality control and becomes a lot more about profit over personal health. So this is why I think it's so important to learn how to make your own stuff at home or purchase high quality products that at least follow the guidelines of it being truly non-toxic from local small businesses where there's better quality control. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you've enjoyed it, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see more videos like this. For those of you interested in finding a truly non-toxic and effective skincare line, then definitely be sure to check out Noelle's products, which you can find on her store in the description box below.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.